Man, I got some thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's.
So you finally watched it, eh?
Yeah,
You got some
yeah.
thoughts, huh?
Man,
I,
that movie ain't that good.
I told you that's what you were gonna think about it. I knew
The
it.
first hour, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I thought if you cut out just all the parts that make it a little too naughty for your TV, you could put it on Cartoon Network. It'd be a fun, spooky movie. That was the
Hmm.
first hour. But then the second hour, I was just like confused and like, what's going on? And like, why isn't this scary? And then,
Hmm.
and I have two complaints, but the one cool part was when Matthew Lillard was in the bunny suit and going a little crazy. I was like,
Yep.
finally. But then that fight lasts less than a second, and
Hmm.
it's like, what the fudge? And also, he didn't get to go as crazy as I wanted him to go. He was just more mean, like, oh, I killed kids. No, no, he could be more crazy. This is no, and that's another thing. Notice this. I'm not saying it had to make a joke of everything, but the concept is so ridiculous. Not one person is making. One person made a joke. The cop lady who sucked the entire time. She
Uh,
made one joke and it was not funny at all. It took me 2 seconds after she said it for me to be like, wait, that was a joke. And I was
what
like,
part was that?
I'm trying to remember what the joke was. It was like, I don't know. It was towards the end, but I I was just so confused. I was like, now's the time you're telling a joke, and not only that, I didn't even realize it was a joke until a scene later.
Hmm.
Uh, that cop lady was terrible the
Did you
entire time.
did you like the part where she was like, "If you bring Abby back here again, I'm going to shoot
Shoot
you."
you. We need to watch this and clown on it on and record
Oh,
it.
no, 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 we're not gonna clown on it. That scene, that we can clown on that scene though,
No,
because
because there's
even I
more.
was.
No, she did more. And earlier, when she first
Oh
meets
my
him,
God.
she's like, she's like, oh, you're bleeding. Here, let me help patch you up. And
Yeah.
then, and when she's in there, just like telling, and he's like, oh, you seem to know a lot about the place. And she's like, oh yeah, I just been around here. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's like, you seem really suspicious. It's like, what the fudge? You're more suspicious than he is. You don't even know
Hmm.
who you are. You show up here and you know what this place is, and you're acting suspicious, and you're gonna be like, you seem really suspicious, motherfucker. This is the first night he's working here, and you know more what's going on. How's he suspicious?
Hmm.
And then the
I guess
whole, oh my god.
she probably thought he was suspicious because of the way he's like trying to get to the way he keeps like going to sleep because he's trying to find more details about what happened to his little
No,
brother.
but that was after the first time. That's the first time he took a little nap, but he didn't know what was going on, and then he woke up and he was cut, and he hears a knock at the door, and it's the cop, and it's her. And then
Hmm.
when she's patching him up from that, she's like, "You seem suspicious." It's like, motherfucker, I was just asleep.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Sure. It
also,
is a little weird.
I didn't know what the heck this movie was like. A lot of kids saw the movie. That's blatantly clear.
Hmm.
Uh, but if my thing is, if they're gonna do this, they should have they should have uh, either a made it. I don't know. You can't make it rated R. I think that's a stupid way to go. But if you did make it rated R, you could get more scary and get more bloody. I understand if you don't want to do that because you need kids to see the movie, so you
Yeah.
need a PG-13.
Yeah.
That's fine. But guess what? You still haven't seen Guardians 3. But Guardians 3 gets sickeningly, not even like emotionally and just physically in some ways in what they do in the movie, just gross and devastating. So you
Hmm.
can hurt kids a little bit. So you can go
You can hurt kids a
a
little bit.
little.
A little emotional damage never hurt you, Timmy.
So they could
Hey,
have went
they showed a lady getting chopped in half by Freddy's mouth. I thought that was pretty cool.
barely in the shadow.
That's still pretty cool.
Not that cool. It wasn't that cool.
Also, since you're not a FNAF fan, you don't understand. There's already a theory about why they showed that kill in his shadow. Because guess what? Later in the movie, you find all the victims stuffed in the suits, right?
Oh my
Well,
god.
the lady that was chopped in half by Freddy's mouth, she was stuffed in a Freddy suit, but it wasn't just any ordinary Freddy suit.
Oh
It
my
was
god.
the Shadow Freddy suit. And the Shadow Freddy is like a long time like hidden thing in FNAF 2, where there's like a secret Easter egg where there's like a Freddy
Oh my
Freddy
god.
animatronic, but it's shadowy. It's Shadow Freddy. That's what people call it. So she got stuffed in the Shadow Freddy suit, and she was killed in Freddy's shadow. That's what people are theorizing. Listen, it's this very nerdy FNAF thing that you wouldn't understand. So you know what? I think it was cool that they did that kill in the shadow, because then it adds to mystery. Maybe she becomes Shadow Freddy. I don't know.
Probably,
But
yeah. The movie made
uh,
money. It's gonna have a sequel, so that's non-negotiable. I just hope it's
yeah.
better. Uh, I feel bad because someone on Facebook requested that I review the movie, and I'm probably gonna
And
record this
you wanna
conversation. I might record this
take
conversation. Uh,
a crap.
but here's the thing, like, I feel bad because Jacob does this to me with way better movies. He tore apart Mission Impossible 7, uh, and I was getting upset. And then I watched this movie, and I'm just supposed to be like, no, it's good. The fans will love it. I love when critics say that
That is,
now. And I'm not a critic, but critics do say that. They'll be like, the fans will love it. Uh,
mm,
and it doesn't suck, but I just wanted Matthew Lillard to be more crazy at the end. And there should have
yeah.
been so much more. Here's the thing. Another thing. Uh,
Mhm.
you see the same. Basically, I assume the main room of that restaurant is basically how it is in the games, and that's what's so important about it. Like
Yeah, I
what
mean
it looks like.
it's not like a one-to-one recreation of the FNAF of the game restaurant, but it's pretty close, pretty similar.
But here's the thing. I wish I got to see a full scene, maybe where you kill or kidnap some kids, uh, when the restaurant was bussing. Like, just one scene where
That's yeah. I mean, technically they did show that, but
in
they
the
did it
stupid video that don't
and the
count.
Scott Cawthon's 8-bit. That's another reference, because Scott. Oh my God, Jacob just changed his skin. Scott creates
Cool.
little mini games that depict the lore in the Five Nights at Freddy's games, and that beginning sequence was like one of Scott's creations of like showing what happened to the kids. So, plus, do you think I mean, like you said, it's not rated R. Can they really show something like that? Like it has to
So,
be very subtle.
like
Like
what?
kids getting murdered at the beginning. You
Yes,
said you wanted
dude.
that.
The
You
Hunger
can't
Games.
show
They killed a
that.
bunch of kids.
Is the Hunger Games not rated R?
No, PG-13.
That's
And
crazy.
and
Well, these
uh,
kids were younger than the Hunger Games kids, I think. These are like toddlers we're talking about here.
but yeah, I
So
just
it's a
wanted to
bit.
see the restaurant at its peak and a little more of. And that's all right. And that's
I
another
don't
thing.
disagree.
One more thing. Another thing is, so we're supposed to believe that Matthew Lillard stole Josh Hutchinson's little brother from the
Yeah,
woods.
yeah.
So here's my problem. Josh Hutcherson, when he goes to work at Freddy's, this is his first time supposedly going to Freddy's.
Yep.
Stated in the movie, so he has no idea where this place is. You know, that's the point. That's why he's stupid enough to go work there. So why the fudge does Matthew Lillard take his brother specifically in the woods? At least if Josh Hutcherson had went there when he was a kid at least one time, Matthew Lillard, who I assume was the owner of the place, would have been
Yeah.
like, ooh, that's a kid, I'm gonna go steal him later. And then go steal him in the woods. Or, if he has this place and there's a bunch of kids going there, like, steal the
Well,
kids there
so
or something. I
the,
don't know.
there's really only one connection as to why Matthew Lillard. I want to call him William Afton because that's who he is.
I
That's who he
only
is in
know
the
him as
game.
Matthew Lillard, and I will
He's
only call
William
him.
Afton. Okay, he's the purple guy. He's the one who,
Oh,
the you know, the one, the one behind the slaughter. Anyway, so the only connection is that we see later on in the movie. There's a picture of Vanessa when she was a kid, and William Afton in his spring Bonnie suit, right? But in the picture, Vanessa has the plane that Josh Hutcherson's little brother had. Mike Afton, or not Mike Afton, Mike Schmidt is what he is in this.
Yeah.
So that means William Afton killed his little brother and took that plane and gave it to Vanessa, which is pretty messed up. So that's really the only connection we have. So I guess William was just in that forest and was like, I need a little kid. I need a little toy for my kid. So let me just see what we got here. You know, he doesn't just steal the toy. He literally just like, let me kidnap this kid and take him out, and then I'll grab his toy. And that's like the only connection we have. So I don't know why he was in the forest, but it's
My
just,
other
I guess,
problem is
what it is.
Matthew Lillard's not going to become the Jigsaw of the Five Nights at Freddy's. I can tell because they didn't do much. And as soon as you put an Iron Man suit over,
You say that, you don't know FNAF. Then you don't know who he is.
I know who he is, but I'm
William
saying
Afton is Timothy Turner. Okay, he is the arbitrator of the series. He always, you heard the line. He always comes back. Always comes back. He's gonna.
You know what sucks? You know what sucks? I can't complain, because this is how me and Jacob were when Marvel was coming out. Like, oh my
talking
god,
about
this,
we talking
this,
about
and the lore and the this. But I don't know. I feel I can't tell it, Jacob. We no, it's objectively better. Check Rotten Tomatoes. But I'm saying,
what are you talking about? Justice, shut up. You don't put any, whatever.
I said the thing you wanted me to say, Jacob. Shut up.
No, what are we talking about?
I said it's objectively better. Check Rotten Tomatoes.
Anyway, I don't think.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I was just so confused after a certain point in the movie.
I don't blame.
But also, I just wanted to see more murder. And also, that's one last thing. One more last thing. Why wasn't it structured like Five Nights? Like, you could have done it a couple of ways. You could have done it like, break it up into 5 nights, and it's called Five Nights at Freddy's, and technically there's a couple of nights, but I didn't count them. I don't know if there were 5.
Was it not 5 nights? Was it not?
It might have been, but here's the thing. Why is Night 3 Romance Hour with the cop lady you don't really know? It either should have, A, been really scary for the first 2 nights, and then get less scary throughout because you're learning more information about what the fudge is going on, or B, be pretty scary all the way up towards the end, and then you're like, oh wait, there's kids in there? They're all dead? Oh no, and then your heart breaks a little bit. You're like, oh man, I'm so sad, there's dead kids in there. And then
they did that in the middle instead. There's kids, and that's why they all built the fort, because they're children. They're possessed by children, so they build a fort. That's what they do. And it takes the tension out of the scariness. I see what you're saying.
They should not have just had Matthew Lillard because he was a live human man in that suit talking. I think all of them should have talked.
Get the game.
I think all of them should have talked.
All of who?
All of the animatronics. Either as kids or as scary monster voices. Doesn't matter.
You're gonna switch to zero build?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because if they all talked and you knew, if you had hints throughout the movie that they were kids, and then the big reveal, like, they're kids.
Yep.
Or there's the kids, because there's the whole, they were missing kids at the time.
Yep. I got you.
All right, I'm done. I'm done.
We're good. I wanted to talk. I wish we could talk more, but it's Fortnite time, okay? It's time.
All right, we're playing Fortnite.